Hey guys, I'm doing the planning tag that I believe was started by Luna and Neville, and I got it from Plus One Please. She did the tag, and I thought it was really fun. And a lot of it's a planning tag for people that are TTCing, I believe, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways because I'm just barely almost gonna be 8 weeks, so I'm still pretty close to the TTC side of it. So, alright, there are 23 questions, and I took kind of a really long last time I recorded this, so I'm gonna try to hurry through them. So, number one is, will you find out the gender? Yes, definitely. I am not patient. Number two is, will you use a pacifier? Yes. I don't think I'll use it for an extended period of time. I don't want my toddler walking around with a pacifier in his mouth. Number three is, do you have any nursery ideas? We're not going to really theme it. I'm probably going to paint the borders of the walls and just leave the regular walls as is. I'll show you really fast what they look like. They're kind of like this white color, and they've got stripes. See? And I'll just paint in the border a color, probably green or brown or something that'll go with either gender baby, because I'll probably paint before I know what the gender is. So the next one is number 4. Are you the first, middle, or last of friends to TTC? I guess I'm in the middle. Number 5 is, will you get or use hand-me-downs? I have absolutely nothing against hand-me-downs. As far as clothes go, as long as they're not heavily stained or torn, I totally am glad for them. And furniture, as long as they're in good condition and I don't have any fears that they're brittle and they're gonna fall apart if I put the baby on it, I'm pretty good with that as well. And with wood and some metals, you can paint over different colors if you don't want a blue crib or a pink crib or whatever. So, and we've actually had a couple offers of hand-me-down stuff, and that's actually really exciting because it's less of a expense. Number 6 is, how close in age would you like your children? Glenn and I've talked about this a lot, and we figure when the first baby is 9 months old, we'll start trying again. And if it works as quick as it did this time, we'll have babies that are 18 months apart, and we think that's a good age. We'd probably 18 to 24 months, I think, is good, a good space. I don't want babies that are 5 years apart. Number 7 is, will you make your own baby food? I hadn't thought about it until a week ago, and Laura and Layton posted a review on the Baby Bullet, and it's pretty much like a food processor for baby food, and she made a whole bunch of baby food for $10, and I think that's, and all what goes in it and all that stuff, so I think it's actually a good idea, and I actually probably will look into that. Whether or not I solely do that or not, I don't know. I'll probably still use some jar stuff from the store. What is okay. Number 8, will you co-sleep? Co-sleep in the same room? Yes. In the same bed? No. I know it's really controversial, and people are kind of all over the board on that one. So I'm not really going to get into my reasons, but so yeah. Number 9 is, will you use a stroller / believe in using a stroller? I don't know anybody that doesn't believe in using a stroller. I know a lot of people that prefer to baby wear, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll use a stroller for outings and stuff. Not if I go to the store or something, but going on walks, I would prefer to do that rather than baby wear because I'll roast. As far as baby wearing, I think it has definitely some pluses, and I think I would use it mostly in the house because then you're holding the baby so it doesn't get upset that you're not paying attention to it, but you also have both hands and you can go about, cook dinner. Well, I don't know if I'd want the baby near the oven, but you could just do stuff that you normally can't do when you're holding a baby, so. Number 10, will you go back to work or stay at home? Currently, I'm going to be going back to work when, after my maternity leave and everything is up. I'll only be going back part-time. It'll be 3 days a week. And if we are ever in a situation where we can afford for me not to go back to work, I'm fine with that as well. I'd still probably have a babysitter come in or send a baby off, for like 3 days a week or so, just so those days I can do all my housework and stuff and not have to worry about the baby. Plus, it'll help the people that we're going to have babysit. So, number 11 is after newborn infant, how long will you let the child cry before going to them? I assume this means after they're really little, so when they start getting older, like, are you going to do the cry it out or whatever? I honestly don't know, and I think I'll have to wait until they're actually here to kind of get a base on that. Number 12 is how often will you bathe the child? Again, I'm going to have to like research this. I'm pretty sure for the first few weeks when they're new, you're only supposed to bathe them like once a week or something like that. I could be wrong. I'll have to brush up on my facts, but because of their skin. And after that, when they're older, probably like every other day, and then when they're old enough to decide for themselves, then every other day or whatever. 13, will you do extended rear facing car seat? Probably not. I'll just have them rear facing until they can be front facing. 14, will you breastfeed? If so, how long? No longer than a year. And and obviously, yes, I'm breastfeeding. And but if I'm not totally against formula, so if I don't produce a lot of milk or something, I'll be fine with substituting formula or switching to formula earlier. I'm not really worried about that. 15, when will you introduce solids and baby food? Probably around 5 months. 16, do you want a boy or girl first? Honestly, I don't care. 17, do you have names picked out? If it's a boy, we have the name picked out. We've had it since before the baby was born, or before the baby was made. If it's a girl, we're SOL because we don't agree on girl names. 18 is how many kids do you want? Probably like 2 or 3. 19 is will you homeschool? It depends on the child. I was homeschooled, so I was homeschooled in high school, so I have no problem with homeschooling. But I think that kids definitely need to be put into like a social environment. So if they're not going to be around kids a lot, then I don't think they should be homeschooled throughout their whole thing, because I just know people that have been homeschooled their whole life and they're just sort of socially awkward. So, because they never got to like interact with people their own age. So yeah. But if the child is advanced, or if he just has learning issues, and it's right for us to homeschool, then I'll definitely homeschool. 20 is home or hospital birth, and definitely a hospital birth. A home birth is sort of appealing to me, but I admit that I'm a chicken, and this is my first time, so I kind of want an idea of how my labor goes, because if it's somewhat decent, then I know every labor or pregnancy is different, but if it's somewhat decent this time, I'll have a better idea of how it will be next time when I decide to home birth, or if I decide not to, etc. And number 21 is planned C-section, epidural, or natural birth. I would like it to be natural if I could handle the pain, but I'm not crazy, and I don't see a point in having to deal with pain if there's a way to not be in pain. So if I'm hurting, I'm going to ask for an epidural. A planned C-section I wouldn't really do unless it was best for the baby. 22, will you drink while pregnant? Clearly not get hammered, a glass of wine occasionally. No, probably not. I don't really drink anyways. I've had a couple drinks in my life. I'm not against drinking, but I'm not a big drinker, so probably not. I have heard some doctors actually prescribe it, like a glass of wine occasionally, because it helps with different issues during pregnancy. And if my doctor said, hey, we can either put you on lots of pills or you can take a glass of wine, I'd probably go with the wine. Number 23 is, will you cloth diaper or use disposables? Both. I really agree with cloth diapering for different reasons. I mean, yay, I get to save the world, but mine's really not a green decision. Mine's more of a saving money decision, and I just really wouldn't have a problem with it. And a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy when I tell them about cloth diapering, and they're like, oh, you'll never do it. And it kind of ticks me off because they don't know me, or they know me, but they don't know me that well. So yeah, I plan a cloth diaper, but we will use disposables for certain things, like when they're new and they still got their umbilical cord, we're going to use disposables. And also when they're new, they have like the meconium, then it doesn't stay in the disposables. Our babysitter will probably not want to use disposables, so we'll buy some disposables to keep at their house. But while we're here, at the house, we'll use cloth diapers because I have absolutely no issue with them. So, yeah, that was the planning tab. I'll put the questions below in the description box, and I hope to see all your guys' responses. Bye!